How important is it for alumni to give their time and resources to the college, and how does that make a difference?
Well, it always helps. Part of what it does is if people contribute and they contribute to something you're interested in, it makes you feel good. You, the faculty, you, the staff that have put this together. And I think if it was an important part of your life, that it's worth sharing. Certainly your time. Certainly, if you've got it, monetary support. But the big thing is spread the word, because, and that's getting to where that's not as important as it was 10 or 15 years ago. Certainly not as important as when I started here, but it is still important.
And our last question, why are you so passionate about teaching and mentoring students?
Oh, that's interesting. I would guess it's partly I was raised to, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It's the respect item. Respect the other people, Pay attention, what do they need? What is important? And the other thing is seeing the light bulb go on when somebody's stumbling around with something and then all of a sudden, oh, yes. And that's extremely gratifying as a teacher. And it's, you're looking into people, you're helping them through something which is hard, It may just be, they're just not seeing it quite. Why? What is it that I don't get? And then all of a sudden, oh, yes. And, I would much rather see a student to not remember how to do the standard technique or not have time to do it because they've spent too much time on all the other problems of the test, who tries to throw together a kludge. You could almost do it, you could do it this way. And even if they can't, if I can see what they were doing and it could have worked, I'll give them significant credit for that, because it means they understood. Again, that's respecting that they understood part of it. And one classic example where a student had done something and I couldn't make any sense out of what he'd done at all. It was a design problem at the end, and I felt sorry for the kid because I knew he was struggling. He was struggling to get a B, I think it was. He'd done very badly on an early exam. And he had this hodgepodge at the end, and I said, and I gave him a pretty low out of the 30 points, 35 points. I gave him 10 or 12 or something. And he said, I know I didn't do this right, but I just didn't have any time to set it up. And so I tried, this is what I was looking at, and this is what I was thinking. I said, oh yeah, I see that here now. But this thing doesn't work. He said, yeah, but what I was doing was this, the patch I was doing to make it. He solved a different problem and then did something that would change the one part of that problem that was wrong to the right answer for the other. And he had just messed that up. And I said, oh, good Lord, you are so close. And so I ended up giving him 31 out of 35 or something because he made a silly mistake at the end. But he showed me he knew he was thinking. And that's more important. I mean, some of these kids, I had a kid from Hong Kong who was straight A's in City College, and in my course, 152A, parts of probably 65% of the exam is pretty much routine. Here are the methods, you do it, bang, it's turn the crank answers. And the other 35 to 40% is design. And I think on his final, he got, I think it was 65 points was turn the crank. He got 64 out of 65, one silly mistake. He got like 5 out of the remaining 35. Couldn't design his way out of a wet paper bag. I mean, he just, if you hadn't told him what to do in a wet paper bag, he couldn't get out, And that's hard. I don't know if he ever learned. It's because if all you've been taught is rote memory, does not work well it works well in some fields, maybe if you're a librarian, but it doesn't work well in engineering.
Well, thank you, Roger, very much for meeting with us today.